So after a few years of sprawling open worlds, remakes, loot gatherers, crafting gatherers, and the general cum socks of games, I wanted something fun, short and linear. I don't want to have to grind to find a level 20 blue sword that requires 60 wolf toes to upgrade once. So browsing the PSN store on its many sales it has, I swear one ends and another begins. I spotted this ninja game, glanced at the trailer and thought it looked fun, and at the time it was as cheap as a Freddo used to be, so I thought I'd get it and give it a go. This is Senran Kagura Burst Renewal. The renewal part confused me slightly, so after a quick look, this is in fact a remake. The game was once a 2D side scroller of the same name, and by the looks of things the same story and general gameplay, just 2D. So if you, like me, are bored of the cum socks that are live service, or maybe spotted this, let's have a look. Now the story I did attempt to give a go. I was watching all the cutscenes, but after a while, they were too long, not much happening, and I just wanted to smack things. So honestly, not a fucking clue. From the bits that I didn't skip, power of friendship. So throughout the game, it was just this. So to get this out of the way, as you may have noticed, the game is very fan servicey. Characters dying, characters changing forms, taking damage, enemies taking damage. Basically anything that is done with fan service. So fan service out of the way, how is the actual gameplay? There are 2 schools to play as, each with 5 girls of different movesets. Weapon wise, the girls use swords, a lot of swords, big swords, boots, umbrellas, robot slaves and cat cannons. Each character has a few moves using light and heavy attacks, unlocking more as they level up, with XP gained throughout the levels. My favourite character ended up being Homura, because she uses 3 swords in each hand, which is absurd but fucking great. Each character also has a shinobi form, which will grant them abilities to use, causing big damage. The game's combat can be very button mashy at times. There is a parry move which is very satisfying to pull off and can often lead to 600 move combos on the unfortunate souls that you parried. Missions will either have you fighting hordes of enemies or fighting a main character as a boss. The hordes of enemies are fun to fight through, and depending on the enemies present can be somewhat challenging, but most of the time they are relatively easy, just button mash through. The same can be said for the boss fights until the later parts of the games where they can get quite challenging, so understanding your moves, abilities is key to winning, as the enemy can wipe you out in just a few moves. To make things easier on yourself, as I said earlier, you can level up. Leveling up grants you more health and moves. Sometimes the game will make you use a low level character for a high level mission, so you can either just try and power through it, which isn't too hard sometimes, grind the level up, or you can use items to level up, which you can find from the shops or around the levels. These items will allow you to power level your characters. Each character has 2 level up tracks, the main one, which is what you'll be doing most of, and the fanatic one, which is, well, naked mode. You deal a lot more damage but also take a lot. You can also use your abilities from the start in this mode. Depending on what mode you choose is what will be leveled up, but the main level of a character is tied to both. It is just passive perks that are tied to these different modes. These can be things like blocking in midair or carrying on a combo for longer than normal. The actual levels in the game are quite short and small. Also, they do reuse areas quite a lot, and with the amount of levels there are in the game, things can get quite repetitive. Throughout the levels you can find collectibles, but it's nothing too fancy. Beating levels also reward you with currency for the Expansive Shop, full of art, music and outfits. Speaking of outfits, the customization is a large part of the game if you want it to be. As I've said, earning currency via missions will allow you to unlock various outfits for the characters. You can also change the hairstyles and hair colours. The outfits range from very cool to very lewd, so take your pick. You can also add items to characters such as cat ears, tails, and various things like that, and you can move them around as you please. These outfits and items can also be put to be a character's pre or post transformation phase outfit. The game does of course offer a paid store, outfits and new characters are available, as well as trials for the outfits. Basically they give you 1 or 2 and you pay for the rest. Now we've got fancy outfits, you can now use them in the diorama area, where you can put your favourite characters into poses. Moving on. So, Senran Kagura Burst Renewal. Mouthful. The game is really fun, a lot better than I personally expected. I ended up 100%ing the game on PlayStation. The combat is fun and fluid and responsive. Each character is unique to play, and the customization keeps it fresh throughout the many levels in the games. The fan service is also quite nice too. I've seen the game go on sale quite often, so if you don't want to splash the cash on full price, just wait for the inevitable sale. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.